Welcome to Unplanned Podnancy, the only show on the internet where you stare into a light bulb and you go blind for a little bit and you're like, well, that was fun. I'm Chris.
I'm Matt.
And Matt, how was your week?
Chris, my week was fucking terrible.
Yeah?
And I'm not going to get into it on the podcast, but it was bad.
Well,
it was bad. I'm going out of town this weekend, though, to go see some friends from high school, and hopefully that's better.
Yeah, man. When's the last time you saw him?
Last year.
Oh, yeah.
Sometime.
That's going to be a good reunion.
Last year. So, yeah. Yeah.
You guys got anything
I'm looking forward to it.
Exciting planned?
We're going to a 3 Days Grace concert on Saturday. Nice. And then I think we're just going to go bar hopping. And then we'll probably play some video games. I play video games with these people like every weekend. So now we're just going to play video games, but we'll be in the same place.
Nice. Hey, that's a good time.
Yeah.
Being able to reach over and slap someone when they do something, that's a experience you can't get online.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Makes screen looking easier too.
That's true. Where are you at? Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
How was your week?
Uneventful for the most part. The most exciting thing that happened to me was that I ordered donuts to have for breakfast on Monday. And I ordered a dozen assorted donuts, none of them chocolate, okay? Because I don't particularly love chocolate-based donuts.
Or cake, as we covered on the last episode.
Or cake, yeah, because it's typically dry. Ordered a dozen donuts, got the delivery of the donuts. Inside the box was 9 donuts, not 12. 6 of them were chocolate. And 2 of them were raspberry filled, which I don't care for raspberry filled donuts as well, with a note saying, we ran out of donuts. Here's a $10 gift card. So I went on DoorDash and got a refund. So I made $10 by ordering donuts.
Nice.
Yeah. That was
that $10 worth the amount of time you had to spend on that whole process?
Nope. Gave away some donuts. That's about the extent of what happened. It made $10. Hey, it's something. When life hands you chocolate donuts, you say, I want a refund.
You say, nope.
Nope. I don't want it. Get them out of here.
Yeah.
that was my week.
Fair. Hey, man. That's a story. I liked it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Heck, man. Sometimes life is real shitty, and sometimes life is pretty uneventful. And you know what? Not a super big event, but it's something.
It is something. I'm trying to think of like any story that I can actually tell, and I don't really have one.
Well, that's
yeah.
You know, speaking of life being something, Matt, what is something we're talking about today?
Something we're talking about today is, Chris, we have our first fan requested topic.
No, we don't.
Yeah. So, Ted, big shout out to Ted, who has been a religious listener of Unplanned Podnancy since pretty early on, has requested that we do a follow-up topic to not last week's episode, but the week before that, when we talked about monsters and the universe and the possibility of extraterrestrial and paranormal life.
Okay.
Anyway, Ted's question and suggestion for a topic was, with infinite possibilities out in the universe, there are different types of planets that exist.
Uh-huh.
And what do we think the most interesting possibilities for potential planets and the life forms that might inhabit them would be?
Oh, whoa. So my mind immediately jumps to non-carbon based life. Well, actually, that's not even true because, right, so on Earth, everything's carbon based. All life here is carbon based. But you know what we don't have? Creatures made out of diamonds. Those are still carbon based. But
yeah.
Diamond
I don't know
creatures.
that there are any non-carbon based life forms on Earth, because there are things that don't breathe oxygen.
Yeah.
Like there are things like deep down in the ocean that like hang out around active volcanoes and stuff that just like eat sulfur and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everything that lives on Earth is carbon based.
Mm-hmm.
So, And that's always like when the discussion of extraterrestrial life comes up, they always talk about planets that could be home to carbon-based life forms, right? Like Earth-like planets that may have like water-drinking, oxygen-sucking life on them. But what if it's possible to have something that resembles life that isn't carbon-based? I think that's an interesting question.
I think it's completely possible.
Yeah.
I think, and someone could fact check me on this, but I think in some documentary at some point in time, someone, and I know that's a lot of sums, you can Google it, but I think it was said that the most likely next creature to be based on a composition would be silicon.
Okay.
Which,
like some sort of computer-ish life form?
I don't know why silicon. I don't know if it just has a lot of the same key like characteristics as carbon and form in terms of like forming together. I have no idea. But it's interesting because a lot of things can be made out of silicon.
That's true.
Well, let's start here. Matt, what is silicon? Do you actually know what silicon is?
I don't. I know it's like a superconductive material, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's about
what they use. It's what they use in microchips and stuff.
Yeah,
I know that.
That's about. Is it? So superconductive material, is it like a plastic or is it a metal?
I'm just gonna Google it.
Great, because I really
I don't want to base an entire conversation off of like a chemical element. Atomic number, hard, brittle, crystalline solid with a blue-gray metallic luster.
Great.
Used in semiconductor electronics. It's essential to transistors and integrated circuit chips. We know that. Silicon is an essential element in biology. Only traces are required by most animals, but some sea sponges and microorganisms secrete skeletal structures made of silica. Silica is deposited in many plant tissues.
Okay, well, there we go. So I'm just going to run with that and go with some kind of silicon-based plant creature as a life form. I think that would be dope, honestly. Can you imagine... We're out in space. We're traveling. We're looking for a new home. Earth's fucked. We're leaving. Yeah, right. We're looking for something. We arrive on a planet, and we're like, this one seems maybe doable. It looks like the atmosphere could be workable. And we get there, and they're just like bipedal, like moss monsters. Oh.
Moss monsters?
Moss monsters.
Like, just like... So you're thinking like some sort of larger organism that's made up of like smaller plant-like organisms, or like a network of plant-like organic tissue?
I mean, you could. I mean, why not? Okay, so I was thinking like it's a large like plant-like creature, maybe its own thing, but right. I mean, being made up of a network of like vines and other like plant-based materials, that would be cool too.
I mean, that's kind of what we are. We're like neurons and stuff that are connected to each other in a network. I mean, yeah, there could be a race of people that is larger like us, that is, instead of being made up of like meaty tissue, could be made up of like cells that have cell walls and stuff, that like plants.
Oh my god!
And could like photosynthesize and shit.
Yo, if their fucking muscle fibers were just like vine fibers and like plant fiber, that would be crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, plants act. A lot of plants can move like that, right? Like plants, there are plants that have their own ability to move, and like Venus flytraps can close and open when things land on whatever sensor they have in their mouth. So,
I mean, lots of flowers and shit like bend to the sun.
Oh my god!
To like get more exposure and stuff. So yeah, why couldn't you just have a larger, more intelligent network of that sort of thing? Plant people.
I don't want to meet plant people, honestly. Now that, I mean, think how scary they would be. They would be terrifying.
Why? Just because you're not used to it?
Okay, so let's back up a little bit and talk about like things that humans find appealing to look at just real fast. So when we think things are cute, like puppies, cats, other creatures like that, we're looking at carnivorous beasts. We find
small predators.
Yeah, we find predators cute because that's what we are. We have 2 eyes in the front. We've got teeth. We can relate to that. We can relate to their faces, and we think it's cute. Things that they hunt, defenseless creatures like goats, we're like, that thing is fucking ugly as hell.
What about squirrels? Squirrels are cute.
Do squirrels?
They just eat nuts and shit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know if a squirrel will eat meat or not. Or
rabbits are cute.
Rabbits.
Are rabbits omnivores?
I think both of those might be omnivores.
I don't know.
Gotta do another Google search.
Are rabbits omnivores? No, they're herbivores.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Well, this is kind of blowing my whole thing out of the water that I was thinking about. But okay, so let me just go back to goats. Goats are a pretty defenseless creature, but we use that as like a symbol for Satan, just because it has like eyes on the side of its head and like large horns. But it's not like a scary creature. They are nearly defenseless. Like rams aren't. Rams will butt you off the side of a mountain given the chance, but they're not gonna like bite you to death like a lion would. But lions are cute. Lions are pretty cute. So
lion cubs are cute. I don't know about like full-grown lions.
Oh, dude, full-grown lions are majestic as hell. Big old fucking
majestic
manes.
And cute are different.
Yeah, but you'd hug a lion. Come on.
Oh yeah.
If it was tame.
Yeah. You know what else? And this is getting completely off topic
it is.
At this point. But you know what else is cute but will kill you? Bears. Bears are
adorable.
Teddy bears. I think that bears evolved to be cute so that people would just walk up to them and they could eat them.
That was the bear's whole goal. I'm gonna be.
They'd just be like friend, and they're like,
yeah. Bears look like big old dogs. Yeah. So to bring it back around, plants would be so foreign looking to us, and they might be defenseless as hell. But where would their assume they had eyes, right? Okay. And why would a plant have eyes? I don't know. But assume they had eyes, they're probably not going to be like front and center like humans. They're probably going to be in some weird wonky place to give them 360 vision.
Yeah, like a lizard or something.
Oh, no.
They'd just be spinning around in circles.
Oh, God.
They may not even have 2 eyes. They may have lots of eyes like spiders.
Oh, don't. No. Yeah. Spider plants? Now I'm thinking of like something that looks like a Venus flytrap's like head as a body, but has eyes all over it like a spider and like tentacle like vines coming out of it to like skitter and crawl. I don't want that. I don't want to be around that. That'd be terrifying. Yeah. Just like big old like nasty lips with like teeth just like dripping acid. Oh, just toxic as fuck. That's scary.
A couple things about plant people is, one, I feel like they would be scary because if you like cut their arms off or something, they'd probably just be able to grow them back because plants. Another thing is like you could find plant people in places that we wouldn't normally assume would have life on them because plants don't breathe oxygen. They breathe carbon dioxide. So maybe there's like some sort of weird plant-like thing that breathes in carbon dioxide and then puts off something else that isn't oxygen. So who knows where these plant things could be?
That would be terrifying. Yeah,
that would be terrifying.
And there are underwater plants. They could be all over the place.
Yeah, man.
This would be scary. So, and they don't have to hunt for food. They just breathe in light. And there's like photosynthesize, and they could just like march on you and.
Yeah, they can just store all of their energy for killing in defense.
I mean, yeah, now like Pokemon. Think about like Venusaur or Bulbasaur. What's the final transformation of that Pokemon?
I don't know. I have no idea.
But it's got like solar cannon. What if it could just store up sunlight and just Kamehameha your face off? Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah. Plant people who are just equipped to be ultra defensive. That's a terrifying idea.
It's terrifying.
Terrifying idea. You mentioned communication, or sort of mentioned communication. You mentioned sensory with like eyeballs and stuff. The other thing that we think about when like extraterrestrials show up in sci-fi and stuff is communicating with them and like learning their language and stuff. But what if they don't communicate with sound waves?
Yeah.
What if they communicate with light waves? Or what if they communicate with some sort of wave that we can't even sense?
I mean, grass, I'm pretty sure, just communicates with pheromone. Well, I don't know if they're actually pheromones, but smell. The smell, and this may not be true, but as I understand it, the smell of fresh cut grass is basically grass telling other grass that they're dying.
Yeah, that it's in pain.
Yeah. That's creepy, and it smells great to us. But I mean, we talked. I think it was last episode about the smell of death and fall being amazing to humans. But yeah, what if they just communicate with smell, and they just put out scents? Ooh, fuck.
Ooh, that'd be gross. That could be gross.
That
probably would
could
be
gross.
Yeah. Ugh.
Ugh. I don't.
Okay.
I don't want to meet plant people.
When I think of plant people too, I also immediately think of like bipedal creatures, but they could be intelligent and not be bipedal. Mm-hmm. They could be walking around on 4 or 6 legs or something.
Yeah, I mean
that could be a thing too.
Yeah, like with vine, if they use vines to move, and I go to vines because they're like tentacles probably, but they could slither as well. They could slither like snakes.
That'd be even worse. Oh god, like excreting stuff and just gliding.
Like gliding. Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, that is nasty.
Ooh, gliding like vine creature, snake based. I keep going to vines. my mind is just like vines are nasty. Vines are creepy.
What I'm hearing is don't send Chris to be the representative for when we meet extraterrestrial life, because he's just gonna be like, "Oh, you're gross!
Oh no! No! Yeah,
get me out of here!"
If they're like dog creatures, I'll go. Like, I'll be that representative. And I'll probably end up getting captured and killed because I'll be like, oh, who's a fuzzy wuzzy species? And they'll be like, bro, we're not playing. We're not doing that.
We did.
You're going in prison. We're going to eat your face. Yeah, no.
Okay.
So
plant people is the first option.
Yeah, plant people definitely come to mind. I think part of that is just because it's relatable, right? Yeah. Like, plants exist on Earth. Most planets we think of with life would probably have some kind of vegetation to sustain us.
Right.
So something that we'd be likely to encounter would be plant people. But on planets that we just wouldn't go to, I definitely think there could be all kinds of stuff. Rocks form in all kinds of crazy ways. You know, what's to say that rocks couldn't form some kind of intelligent structure?
I mean, that's kind of where I was going next, was because you brought up silicon. What if, because electricity exists all over the universe, and so you know what can already on Earth like exhibit some signs of intelligence, even though they're not sentient? Computers. So what if there was a planet out there where there was just conductive material that happened to randomly form in a way that it started conducting electricity, and basically sentient computers just randomly spawned?
That's terrible.
And then they could just live anywhere.
Oh my gosh. I guess, so when we're talking like sentient computer, would a sentient computer that is formed that way be like how we think about computers, like super logical? Or would it just be like any other creature?
I mean, I think both could happen. Like, you could have things that are just like conducting electricity, like our neurons conduct electricity in our brains, and so they operate the same way that we do. Or you could have, I mean, lots of things in the universe just fall into a system of on-off, right? Like, there are binary systems in nature. So who's to say that these things couldn't just start forming their own binary system? Like, charged and uncharged materials could happen. And maybe that could happen in some way that they could actually be like ones and zeros computers, the way that we know them.
Well,
And then as long as it can replicate, I mean, that's the issue, right? Is like
right.
for it to evolve over time and become a fully sentient race of things, it would have to be able to replicate somehow.
Yeah, when we were talking about plant creatures and you think about replication, seeds exist. Seeds would probably make sense for a plant-based creature, but how would a silicon-based computer creature replicate?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's a question. Like, I guess you could have some sort of thing that just starts making whatever things it uses to contain its ones and zeros. Maybe like some sort of chemical reaction happens and it starts making these things. And then when so many of them develop, they break off and then they start replicating on their own. Kind of like cancer or a virus.
Oh my God. Cancer children?
Sentient cancer computers.
Did you man, my brain just went back to humans and like having like a lump of cancer on like your arm and it just like sloths off and becomes a like creature.
Whoa.
Oh my God. But like a creature actually doing that? Like, yeah.
I mean, that's asexual reproduction.
Yeah, that is asexual reproduction.
Like lots of bacteria and stuff. That's how that is how bacteria.
I mean, that's how
they
cells
just like split in half, and they're just like, hey, there's more of me.
Yeah,
now.
that's how our cells reproduce. They just split.
Right. Yeah,
and
that's how we
two.
heal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What if you just had like a silicon-based creature that was just like growing and changing, and then just part of it just like fell off, and boop, there's a new one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I had another thought though, like and this one is a little more outrageous, but a silicon-based creature, assuming whatever material it's made out of, what if it just had like a piece of itself that it could just like pull out that had like that neural network and it just like inserted it into more like silicon and whop, and it just started growing and absorbing the silicon around it and became another creature.
Like, I mean, that's what plants do.
I'm describing a seed.
It rips a seed out of itself and plants it in the ground. You described plants.
You're right. I did. What would a silicon-based creature look like in your mind?
Oh, like what's the thing from the Fantastic Four?
The Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that thing. Yeah. Kind of like that, but less human shaped. Like, just because he can like morph and shit.
I don't know if the Thing can morph.
No, not the thing.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, the silicon-based creature.
You know what I'm talking about? The Silver Surfer.
That's Silver Surfer. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know if he can morph either, but I get your point. 'Cause he looks like silver. He looks like liquid silver, basically. That would be creepy.
Yeah.
That would be a creepy looking creature. Especially if we don't give it human features. And that's...
because it's not going to have human features.
No.
Like, the only things on Earth that have human features are other mammals.
Yeah.
So
before we go further and like keep thinking about like other types of creatures that could exist and what they would be like, what are the chances that another creature out in the universe, not on Earth, is bipedal?
Bipedal?
Walks on two legs.
I mean, we don't even function properly bipedal because our backs are, and this is something I read one time, is that our backs are still constructed in a way that they're meant to be like a meat curtain rod, where like our spine is all of our stuff is supposed to dangle off of our backs like horizontally. And that's why so many people have back problems, is because we evolved to be bipedal before our spine evolved to properly support our bodies upright. Because our ancestors were like, they walked on all fours. So we're supposed to, our meat is supposed to dangle off of our backs, not slough off on the sides.
What the fuck?
So what are the chances? Probably not great. Like, we're not even supposed to be bipedal. So
see, now you've got me on like, what are humans going to look like in 7,000 years?
7,000 years? Probably not that much different. 7 million years if we're still around by some miracle. Probably way different. That reminds me, tangent again. Have you seen that thing that artist made that's like, it's like a scientifically, like constructed human that's like a human that has evolved to survive a car crash.
No.
And it's horrifying. It has like this gigantic meaty neck and like its own built-in helmet and shit. It's really gross looking. But I mean, if we keep throwing our bodies around at like 200 miles an hour in planes and cars and shit, maybe we'll evolve to develop features like that, like our own built-in airbags and shit.
Oh man. Yeah, I didn't even consider the fact that humans subject themselves to an extreme amount of G-force just constantly.
Yeah. There are things that we do in everyday life that our bodies are absolutely not built for, that we have to wear equipment and stuff to do. So maybe we'll eventually evolve our own built-in equipment for some of those things. I don't know.
Yeah. See, it's interesting because humans spend a chunk of time standing. They also spend a large amount of time just like sitting.
Right.
So the way the spine evolves, I feel like there's a good chance it's just not going to be right. And humans are just going to have problems regardless of how we
Maybe
evolve.
we'll go back. Maybe we'll go back to being...
Just go back to being on four legs?
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Because, I mean, think about it. I think the reason that we evolved to be bipedal is so that we could run long distances, right? So that we could outrun other animals. And that we didn't have...
I don't think it was... So... Yes, but as I understand it, it wasn't so that we could outrun them. It was so that we could chase them for long distances. Because most...
catch them and stuff.
Yeah, most creatures, like cheetahs, have like a high top speed that they can reach, but they can't run for long durations. Whereas humans are marathon runners, and they can just keep going.
Right. So what I'm getting at is... We don't have to do that anymore.
True.
Like, humans have built systems where even someone who just doesn't even have functioning legs can continue to survive because our food is provided through other means. So we don't need that anymore, really. So there's no downside, really, to just going back to walking around on our hands.
Do you think that would happen, though? Because have you ever tried to, like, walk around on hands and feet? Like, it's not comfortable.
It's not comfortable because you haven't done it for a long time. Like, maybe if you grew up around monkeys like Tarzan, your muscles and stuff would be better developed to handle it.
That's true. I guess I'm thinking like dogs and cats, but like the way that gorillas move, their like arms carry a lot of weight and their legs are like way smaller. And just like they almost like sit run.
I mean, right? Yeah, exactly. They're constantly doing squats. So like, and I mean, I think you can see that in human children because kids don't even learn to fucking be bipedal until they're like at least a year old. I don't know when kids start to learn it.
I think kids start learning to walk around like 8 to 9 months or some shit. But
close to a year old.
Yeah.
So it's a while though.
Yeah.
Until then, they're just like stumbling around on all fours. So but like other animals, they pop out of the womb and they just stand the fuck up. They're just like, all right, here now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids are just like, ugh.
Well, see, now we can start talking about like human babies and how unprepared they are to be in the world. Because the gestation period for humans is like way too short for what it is. They have massive heads. They have no way to defend themselves. All other creatures, except for like puppies, which come to mind, can just like immediately like run away within like a couple hours.
Right. It's like it's pretty stupid. I don't know why we evolved that way. Maybe it's something so that like maybe it's because the mother becomes defenseless in the later stages of pregnancy, and so maybe it's more for her benefit to like shoot it out earlier. I don't know. Beats me. Gonna have to ask somebody else that question.
I think that says a lot about like just how humans learn to like group up and protect each other. But that's not this conversation.
No, we're way
off topic. But it gives some interesting ideas for what other creatures could be like, right? Yeah. So like we don't have to. Chances are Other things aren't going to be bipedal. It seems honestly pretty inconvenient to be bipedal when you think about the advantages of just more legs. And why not just evolve with 6 set of limbs, have 2 legs and 2 arms? That'd be way better.
Oh, well, it's an energy efficiency thing, right?
True.
Because most things evolve to conserve energy as much as possible, and the things that we have are really they're only there if they serve some purpose to get us food. Otherwise, it goes. So
that's a good point.
Extra limbs that aren't really necessary, we're gonna lose them.
Yeah, that's a really, really fair point. Now, I guess when you talk about energy efficiency, does a intelligent species need to have a large brain like we do? Because our brain consumes something like 60% of our daily energy intake or something like that. It's super high amount. Our brains devour energy. Would another intelligent species be like that in order to be intelligent?
No, I think a computer species is going to be way more efficient than us. And it's its processing unit is going to be way more efficient and smaller. Because, look at computers now. We have computers that can do super crazy amounts of calculations in, fractions of a second, just in, the palm, in your pocket. You shove them in your pocket. And, the processing power, we consider that processing power not as powerful as the human brain because it can't do the same things as well as our brain can. So to get things that are super sophisticated artificial intelligence, we need larger data center style computers and stuff like that. But if it knows how to make itself process things in the way it needs to process them, then I think computers fail by human design.
Sure.
I think if a sentient computer gets to the point where it's reproducing and it's developed sentience and it's taken charge of its own life, at some point it's going to start becoming more efficient incredibly quickly, and it's going to end up as this small computer chip.
Oh my god!
That can just do insane amounts of calculation super quickly.
So when you say that, I'm thinking this creature starts out, so there's this planet, there's this silica-based structure that is just growing in a cave somewhere. The cave roof crumbles, lightning strikes from a cloud, hits the silica, electricity runs through it, it stores the electricity, becomes sentient, starts evolving. And it comes out as this big ass creature, this big ass rock style or silver goo shaped creature. And then just over millions of years, it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, what if this and as it evolves, it becomes more efficient, and as you were talking about, a processor, it gets tighter and tighter, more dense, more efficient. What if these creatures become just like ants? What if just a super nanobot, it's hyper intelligent species on a planet. Now, what if humans found those?
We're fucked.
We're
gonna accidentally let them on our spacecraft, and they're just gonna eat everything or something.
Yeah, they would.
We're absolutely fucked.
Us.
And they could do what what you see in a lot of sci-fi that carbon based nanobots do, and just form an even bigger, more sophisticated super being.
Well, that's assuming they think of it. Now, what if we arrive on this planet? They have no intention of being hostile. They just do their thing. They do what most creatures do. They form some kind of pack or community, say a dog or a wolf. Well, I guess a wolf, not a dog. They form packs or colonies like ants do. They reproduce. They're not necessarily building large civilizations, but then humans arrive. They find humans because they're nano-sized or ant-sized, get inside of us. Since they're super advanced computers, they learn about our structure. And then they exit our bodies, and they realize that they can form together to make something like us, but more efficient.
Oh my god! And then they just become their own race of carbon nanotube or nanobot based human-like things, and then they're way smarter and efficient than we are.
That's the coolest sci-fi movie.
It is cool, but it'd be bad.
That'd be bad. They'd be so much better than us.
Yeah. Basically, a super efficient base level artificial intelligence that learns to replicate us, and maybe it would be able to learn to replicate other things too.
Woo!
And then they'd have their own horses and stuff.
Yeah,
that are also super.
Oh my god! Can you imagine if every cell in our body had its own level of intelligence, where it could be like, things aren't going great. I need to do whatever and just like slide over here or be more efficient in this way or whatever. And that's what they are. Every cell of their body is just hyper intelligent.
Yeah, like they can't get cancer or have organ failure or anything because it'll just rearrange itself.
Yeah, it'd be like, no, that's
not. Or kick out the ones that are malfunctioning.
Yeah, you get the fuck out. What are you doing? Yeah. Stupid. Fuck off. It's just like boot it from the entire system. That would be terrifying.
That would be terrifying.
Plant people and silica-based nanobot superstructures, terrifying. Would they be friendly? Say they crawled up in us and they were like, hey, look at this thing. This is a pretty neat structure. We could do this better. Form some kind of...
We'd become their slaves.
You don't think pets?
No. Well, I don't know. I mean, if they can do everything more efficiently than we can, then we're not even useful enough to be their manual labor or anything.
We would just serve as like a moniker of inspiration. So maybe pet.
Maybe they would like semi-worship us like the Egyptians. Like the Egyptians worshipped cats, but they didn't think cats were smarter than they were, I don't think. So maybe we would become their gods.
Yeah, and the way Egyptians worship cats, they built monuments to them, but I think they kept them as pets, really. Like free roam pets. They fed them.
Yeah, we'd be their pet gods.
Housed them.
Which I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'd be a pet god.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm just supposed to walk around and look cute in their eyes and they just like feed me and just like give me toys and
just like scratch you by the ear.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
That'd be a good life.
I'd be a super intelligent nanobot race's pet.
Yeah,
sure.
Just like
that sounds fun.
Sleep in my bed, go outside, play, come back in, do a little dance for them, get my food.
Yeah.
Be like,
they'd probably be able to make me super dope video games.
Oh my gosh!
I could be like, I want a game, and they could just make it real quick.
Whoa!
Give it to me.
This is the life I want now.
I'd be like, we have this thing called VR. Can you do this better? And they'd be like, yeah,
of course.
You can do that way better.
Yeah. Now, what if they like smacked you every time you started jerking off, though?
Ooh, like they started imposing like moral, like, oh yeah.
No, that's nasty. Our species doesn't do that. Don't touch yourself.
Yeah, because they wouldn't even need to have sex or anything.
No.
So they would just be like, that's gross.
Just wait for them to go to bed.
You don't need to do that.
They have to recharge. Surely.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah, or something. Or you just hide.
Maybe.
Just hide in a corner and just like, just get it done real fast.
They'd probably cut all our balls off and stuff too.
Well, I assume if this is a species and they want us to keep us as a pet, they'd breed us as well, though.
Right, but they don't let most dogs.
That's true.
Breed.
That's true. They
let specific dogs breed.
Yeah, but they cut off their balls.
Yeah.
They don't just like take off their dick. So you could still have intercourse, maybe.
Yeah, but I don't think you would desire it anymore. That's something I've heard from people who like lose their testicles for one reason or another, is you just basically lose the desire for...
Wow. Scary. I'd still probably take it, honestly, if I'm being real. I mean, working...
Well, yeah, I mean, if you don't desire it anymore, you're not going to miss it, so...
Yeah. Here's the thing. Working, not that great. No. Buying stuff, having to live in a society of money, not amazing. There's a lot of freedom that comes with it. But think about the life that dogs have, or cats have. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's great. As long as you're mentally stimulated and you're not being beat, it's great.
It's great.
I don't see the issue.
Oh, no. Now I'm just thinking about the humans that get beat.
Yeah, I mean, there are going to be bad nanobots and good nanobots. So
Probably.
some of them are probably going to be psychopaths and beat their humans and stuff.
Whoa.
Those
Just
poor people.
mentally deranged human slave pets that,
I mean, is that really going to be any worse than the human suffering that we have due to our usual, like our current systems anyway?
well, yeah, probably
I mean,
not.
statistically, are there going to be more people in bad situations if that happens?
Probably not.
Yeah. I think there's more human suffering from our current system than there would be in a system where a few nanobot super beings beat their pet humans.
Yeah, and the thing is, if we ended up on that planet, chances are a species just survives.
Yeah, that's true. They'll preserve the human race for us.
Yeah.
Really, this might be the best outcome.
Yeah.
I think we should start doing that. We should get Elon on the phone and be like, Elon, I know that you think that we should be replicating and expanding out into the universe. What we should really be doing is finding a better species to keep us as pets.
I'm not disagreeing. I know no one can see my face, but pretty good idea. Pretty good idea. I mean, what we did to wolves, I mean, we made them kind of dumb, but they're cute as fuck.
Dumber, happy human beings.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
That sounds good.
I think
Survival of the species.
I think we've basically determined that the best possible scenario out there somewhere in the universe is some super intelligent race that would become our like collective sugar daddies.
Yes, please. God. I don't want it to be plant people, though. I don't want to be some plant person.
You don't want him touching you?
No.
Just like...
No. They'd be all slick. I don't want that.
And then you'd have to get... Like, when we pet cats, they're like... They have to go get our human juices off of them. We'd have to go clean ourselves to get the plant juices off of us. Maybe that's exactly how cats feel. What you're imagining right now as being some plant being's pet, maybe that's how cats feel. Every time we pet them and get our hand oils on them, they're just like, no!
That's possible. I mean, a lot of cats don't like being pet, so maybe that's it. They don't want that oil all over them. It's possible.
What other interesting things do you think would be out there in the universe? Not like, let's get off of other races. Like, do you think there's anything, like any interesting structure that might be out there somewhere?
Yeah, I definitely think structures. Yeah, surely there are just planets with like shit that just looks like giant monuments on it, just made out of
Just like,
all kinds of materials. Like the chances that there's not just like a planet of just like a crystalline tower, or just like an onyx
that'd be
obelisk
cool.
somewhere.
and we could just like hollow them out and live inside. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool as fuck. That would be so
That'd be
cool.
mega dope.
You know how hard it would be to like like hollow out a diamond tower, though.
It wouldn't make any sense to do, but
No,
it would be cool.
it would be cool.
And if humans are known for anything, it's for just doing shit because we can.
That's true.
So that's possible. If you can make up any like type of planet that you would prefer to live on, and don't worry about like whether you can breathe the air or not. That's not important.
Yeah.
But like any sort of Star Wars style or No Man's Sky style planet that you can think of, what would you want to live on?
The first thing that I would want from a planet is for just like a real juicy atmosphere. And I don't mean like wet. I mean, it's like you're like chewing on a piece of juicy fruit all the time. Just like delicious atmosphere. Just like, mwah, mwah, mwah. Just like the air tastes good.
Like you're suckling the planet's
Oh,
teeth
yeah,
all the time.
baby.
Ooh,
That would be amazing.
grody.
That'd be amazing. But just good flavor in your mouth, but just like all the time, just like, just plant, it tastes great.
A planet where the atmosphere is vape smoke.
Yeah,
Is that weird?
basically.
Flavored vape smoke.
Yeah, basically, that would be sweet as fuck. That'd be awesome. Also, from just a real selfish perspective, here's the thing: humans ruin most things.
Right.
But just a real abundant planet would be really nice. I think Earth probably falls under that category. Because
No, I've actually read before that in terms of like life-supporting planets, Earth's actually not great.
really,
Like, it wouldn't be very hard for another planet with the right atmospheric makeup and the habitable zone in another solar system to be way better than Earth is. Like, Earth is really bad about like our weather patterns and stuff are super unpredictable, and like apparently Earth is almost like the bare minimum amount of habitable.
wow. Yeah, can you imagine a planet that's just like Southern California all the time? Just like perfect weather everywhere.
Just like 65 to 70 all the
Oh,
time, and
yeah.
like nice outside. And there's a slight breeze.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah,
fantastic.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
That would be great.
with just fruit and vegetables everywhere, just that you can just pluck off the tree and eat, and the atmosphere is just real juicy, tasty, and just tastes
that'd be
like
great.
the most delicious fruits just by breathing.
Yeah, you don't even have to like. Farmers don't even have to make an attempt to make the earth grow crops. You just walk down the street and there's just like succulent oranges just dangling off of any random old tree.
Bro, and imagine an atmosphere that is just super hospitable, and like, because like things like oranges have rinds and peels to protect themselves from like predators like ant or like bugs and stuff, and like other chemicals in the atmosphere. Just like imagine an atmosphere and a planet that's just so perfect that you could just walk up to a tree that has like an orange, but it's just like a glob of juice that you just pluck off and just
You
like
don't have to peel it or
slurp.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gimme.
Yeah, there could be plants that like instead of intending for their fruit to drop off and land on the ground and grow another tree, it intends for us to ingest it and poop it out. And then it grows.
What a wonderful world.
Yeah. What a wonderful world.
Yeah, because a lot of plants, I think probably most plants on Earth are not. They didn't evolve to be eaten. Plants that evolved to get digested and taste amazing. Just like you couldn't produce something as good tasting as the thing growing on that planet because evolution.
Like it evolved to be consumed.
Yes.
Oh man, that'd be wild.
Be crazy. Just be like, all the time, and it's just like, and it's not like super sugary or anything. It's just like its chemical makeup. It just is so craveable, and it's just like the best thing for you. Like eating it actually makes you like stay at like a super healthy weight. Like if you're underweight, it makes you gain weight. If you're overweight, it makes you lose weight.
Because it wants its host to be healthy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it just develops this like super nutrient. Yeah. Yeah.
I love everything
this
about
idea.
this. The perfect planet. Come on.
That'd be good. Because everything we ingest is trying to kill us.
Yeah.
Like
basically.
Peppers, they're spicy because they developed capsaicin so that animals would like bite into it and taste the spice and be like, no.
Yeah. And but for some reason humans were like, I like this.
Yeah, we're gonna concentrate this shit.
Fed. Yeah,
we're so broken.
Humans are broken. Humans as a species. That's a whole other episode though. And that's probably a darker episode.
Yeah.
What's wrong with humans? Oh.
Yeah, we can get deep into that.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the Matrix is about though. In a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's true. But I think we could do an episode where we're just like, here's the fucked up shit humans do or have to deal with, and like why, and like all the ways that it could just be pessimism. The episode.
See, that might be a really good like first visual episode because we could just pull up videos of people doing stuff and just be like, example A.
That might be like Podnancy right now.
Yeah. Stick around.
Keep your eyes peeled for that.
Stick around for that. Maybe that'll happen. That's a whole episode. Yeah, the perfect planet. Just a planet designed to make you be there and and just like help you survive so that you can help it reproduce.
Yeah. Yeah, a planet where all the other life wants you to live your best life. That'd be great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just like whatever the equivalent of a virus is there, it just gets into you, makes you even better so that you spread
That's
it.
something I've never understood is like, why do viruses make us their host and then kill us? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Why wouldn't they want us to survive?
Right. So this is a little off topic, but that's why the common cold is the most successful virus that's ever existed because it doesn't kill people.
Because it's mild. Right.
Yeah. It's literally evolved to constantly change its structure so that we can't kill it and never kill its host so that we keep spreading it and not be scary enough that we just want to like stay indoors and not be around people. People get a cold and they're like, I'll just still go out. Exactly. That's what the cold wants.
Right. That's what it wants you to do.
It has evolved to the perfect point where it's just like, spread me. I won't hurt you that much. Give you a stuffy nose.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why also I've read that like as the variants of the big old C19, like as we get newer, more like the newer variants, they're more mild, and that's why is because like the first time around it went way too hard.
I don't know if you've ever played. Is the name of the game Pandemic or Epidemic or something like that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That Flash game.
Where you design viruses. Like the whole point is not to make something too deadly so that it spreads and consumes the planet. That's basically what every virus is going for. But why do viruses make us sick then in the first place? Why not make us more healthy?
I guess because it has to eat us to survive or something. Like
I don't know.
It's using us for its benefit in some way, and I guess that has to take something out of us. It's equivalent exchange, I guess, for it to. I don't know.
But
why can't viruses just excrete like super vitamins or something?
Yeah. Just take energy from us, make us a little more tired, but make us just like feel good. Yeah. Like be like
alcohol.
Yeah, be like alcohol or like shrooms or something, and just be like, oh no, I got a cold. Woo! Like
woo!
Like that would be awesome. And
party for a week.
Party for a week. A big part of like feeling bad when you're sick, though, is our body's own reaction to a foreign substance. Because
that's true.
Yeah,
it's not actually doing that to us. It's our body trying to excrete it that causes the discomfort.
Yeah, our bodies are stupid.
Yeah. So it's not the virus's fault. It's humans are just broken.
Not all of it. Not all of it is the virus's fault. I don't actually know like if the human body didn't react to the cold, what our symptoms would be like.
Yeah, I don't know. We might die. I don't know. But then you would think that if that were the case, that medicines that take our symptoms away would be bad for us. Because like if you take cold medicine to get rid of your symptoms and your symptoms are trying to help you, then shouldn't you just suffer through it? Why doesn't cold medicine make us die?
I think that boils down to the human bodies are stupid. That's really what that seems like. Human bodies overreact to things that they don't need to react so strongly to. It's like when someone who is being allergic to bees isn't actually the bee sting being the thing that kills you. It's your body's overreaction to it. Right. Human bodies are just dumb. Human bodies make cancer.
That's true. We literally eat ourselves.
Yeah. At some point, is it like 50% of the population gets cancer or some shit like that? Or like 1/3?
I don't know if it's that, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people end up with like a skin cancer. But like...
Well, yeah, like a malignant.
Yeah. Not all cancer kills people.
Malignant is bad, benign is good.
Yeah, benign. A lot of people end up with a benign cancer on like their skin that we end up getting removed just because the cells are like, nah, I'm fucked up. Like human bodies are stupid.
And I'm gonna make more fucked up.
I'm gonna make more fucked up ones.
I'll fucking do it again.
Yes, at some point some of our cells just go bad. They just break bad and just like, here's more bad shit. Human bodies are dumb. That's
dumb.
I think that's where this podcast has gotten to now. There should be a planet that is perfect, that wants us to survive so that we can help it reproduce, and human bodies are dumb.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it. We either want a perfect planet where we can live perfectly and the planet doesn't want to kill us, or we just find a super intelligent, super efficient race of ultra bots who just fix all of our problems.
I think it's one and the same, honestly, in the end.
Ooh,
that super bot species just finds us a perfect planet to be on that suits everyone. We're all just happy in the end.
Yeah.
That's how I want it.
That'd be good. All right. Well, to wrap things up, unplannedpodnancy.com. You know, you've heard it in every episode. Go there. Links to the social media pages, merch store. Buy things on the merch store. There's shirts. There's mugs. There's all sorts of things there. And if you want to hear more of me, go check out Don't Look Into the Internet. Because I guess in some upcoming episode I'll be around. I've been in previous episodes. I don't know. Just go listen to Don't Look Under the Internet if you like creepy things on the internet. Yeah. Chris, what do you want to say?
I don't know. If you actually listen to this and you haven't checked it out, maybe go check out Podnancy Plays. There's episodes up there. There's shorts up there on YouTube. You know, we're on hiatus from that right now, but it may come back. It might be a little bit different, but the stuff that's up there, some of it's pretty good. You might enjoy it if you like video games, so give it a listen.
Yeah, that's gaming.podnancy.com. And if you go to our social media pages, send us a message and let us know what you like. If you're enjoying listening to the podcast, if you've checked out Podnancy Plays and you liked something that we did there, let us know what that was. And let us know what you would like to see in the future, because that's what we did this episode. Somebody told us what they wanted to hear, and we delivered it.
There you go.
So give us more.
Yeah, feed us. Give us that content. Delicious content. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.